get on, otherwise it's going to be on the beach. It's going to be windy tonight though. Let's go and have a look at these surfers. If you're into surfing, this is paradise. Absolutely superb. Beautiful bay, very, very windy, and I think generally throughout the UK this weekend it's going to be pretty rough, quite stormy, but I believe just at this little bit of way. Okay guys, so I've managed to get on the campsite. Actually the reception is closed, but I'll just have to pay in the morning, and it's not full, plenty of room, so no problem. And I've come to one of the higher levels, although it is going to be quite windy tonight. It'll be a good test for the Cloud Up 2, although I've had it in high winds before, but also I'm up here because of the views, and let's just spin this round and let you see the views. And that's why I'm pitching at a height, because the views are stunning, and it's going to be a heck of a sunset tonight. You're going to lose me because the sun's going to shine, but the sun's going to go down somewhere over there, and if the sky stays clear we should be able to see the stars as well. But guys, stunning views. It's going to be windy, no tarp up tonight, but I'm going to get on and get that done. I've just had a couple of guys who made me a cup of coffee whilst I'm getting ready to pitch, and that was so kind of them. Okay guys, so I've got the Nature Hike Cloud Up 2 tent this weekend. Had the MSR Elixir 2 last weekend. And I'm thinking of buying another Nature Hike tent, but I forgot its name. It's got a weird name. It's basically a tunnel tent. Anyway, got pitched, got my water, I've got some pasta to cook, if it'll cook. Very, very windy, up on a high point as I've previously shown you, but home from home. It's going to be windy night, but I've got a feeling it's going to be quite a nice night. The sunset didn't materialise too well, otherwise I'd filmed it. The clouds sort of came off just as it was going down, and to be honest, it's a lovely place. And I had a walk down to the bay, which is just behind me there, and even now there is still surfers surfing those waves. Mad, nearly as mad as the brothers. Right, anyway, I need to cook something if I can. I've got one bottle of beer, and not to disappoint you, for those that like to see what I'm drinking, I've got a Negroni. Mainly because I went in somewhere middle of nowhere before I got here, and they didn't really have any real ales, they didn't really have much, so that was it. But I will remedy that tomorrow for tomorrow night. Gosh, it's windy. It's not that cold, but it's windy. See you guys. And this, my friends, is literally on the doorstep. It's a blue flag beach, surfers paradise. I mean, the surfers out this morning. There were surfers out at almost dusk last night. The surf was much bigger yesterday evening, and I guess it might be the same today as the day goes on. But this blue flag beach is beautiful. And when I say it's literally on the doorstep, it literally is on the doorstep, because the campsite is there. It's also on the Pembrokeshire Walk, which is a footpath that follows the coastline. I think it's quite famous really for people doing a walk around this area. And once again, with limited time, I ain't going to be doing it. But it'd be nice to come down and do something like that. But I go to so many places that, gosh, I can go back to almost every single one of them. And this is no different. I had a really good night's sleep last night in the nature hike, Cloud Up 2. The tent took a battering with the wind last night. This morning, nothing need tightening. Perfect. There is a cafe here as well. There's a big car park and a cafe. The cafe's supposed to be open, but it's not. And you can get bacon buns, coffee, blah blah blah. But it's not. So I've no reserve plan. Go and make myself a coffee and then probably get kitted up and then have a ride out to St David's, which is certainly the smallest city in the UK. So we'll have a look at that. But as I say, that is your campsite. I'll show you around the campsite, and there's different levels. I've chosen a very high level. Right, let's see if we can see it. Right at the... oh, I can't see it. Oh, it's somewhere up there anyway. Yeah, somewhere up there, I don't know. Can't see. Well, this is stunning, I have to say. You don't have to be a surfer to enjoy it here, and but they certainly do. You can hire gear as well. There's like a surf shed which will rent you gear out, and a surf school. So if you want to try your hand, this is the place to come. Everywhere I go, we have different scenery, and it's all varied, but in its own way, it's magnificent. The British coastline and the hills and mountains are stunning, and we all aspire to travel abroad, and I'm going to be doing some travelling, but we have this on our doorstep, and it is wonderful. So the entrance to Whitesands Camping is just here, and I'll give you a little walk through the site. It's a large site and it's on multiple levels, so I'll just give you a walk through and we'll see how we go. So this is your lowest level, and obviously a few vans in here, but there's some vans up on the top level as well. And then it sort of just keeps on going up. And some of the areas are quite slopey. I'm pitched on a little bit of a slope, but again, if you pitch your tent properly, then that's not an issue. So we have a small but modern toilet facility, shower toilets. You pay £1 for, I think, 4 or 5 minutes for the shower, and very clean. Not going to go in because it's very busy, but really good facility. At the rear of the toilet block, you've got a wash-up facility, and for those that have been in the water, you've got an outdoor rinse-off shower as well, just there. Yeah, I like this site. It's very different, and the price for a solo traveller and motorcyclist is £10. That's height of season. In fact, they don't have different prices, different seasons. It's £10. So solo price £10, and that's you know, especially where you're at with that beach, that's got to be really good value. It's a site where you can't pre-book, so it's first come first serve, but it's a huge site, and this is now August, just the end of the first week of August, and there is still bags and bags of space. Although the weather forecast is pretty bad for this weekend, that might have put some people off, but trust me, this is I have a feeling you'll always be able to get on this site. And the lower levels are more sheltered, obviously, and the higher you go, the less sheltered you are, but boy, do you get the views. So let's have a walk up and meander through the levels. So that's just looking back down to the entrance and the little hut, which I haven't filmed because there was people there and it didn't seem right at that time, but I'll take a picture of it later on. And the toilet block you can see just down to your left of the video, and that's that lower level that I filmed. The big field that's empty has a sign on it saying car parking, so they must charge people to park here, and there's no tents there, so that field isn't used. Maybe that's not the case all the time, but it's certainly not used at the moment. And as we're on to the sort of what I'd call the second level, you can see how slopey it is on this level. It's quite a steep slope, and again, great views, but the best views are where I am. And you can see the cafe just there. Unfortunately, it's not open, so today. Although this is quite a slopey field, it does have flat levels, so if you look down at the bottom of this field, you'll see that it flattens off, and it flattens off on the top bit as well. But you can see with climbing up through the site, you can see how the views start to open up of the bay. And we're going to be heading through the gate ahead of us to go into the next level. Actually, you don't need to go to the entrance to get to the beach, because there's another track just down there which takes you more or less to the where the cafe is, so you can go straight down to the beach from there. And in fact, where I'm pitched, you can climb over a fence if you really want to be naughty, and you're onto the coastal path, and that takes you down to the bay as well. So we're through the gate, and I would call this the third level, and quite a sloping bit of ground. Some bits at the bottom there next to the fence line that flatten off, but again, you're right next to this bay. Yeah, so one thing to mention, you don't have to walk all the way down to the entrance to get your fresh water. There are standpipes dotted around. Now, this is the one I've used, but there might be some further up. I just haven't seen them because it was dark, it was dusk when I was looking for one. But you've got standpipes dotted around. Just can't get over that view, really. It's absolutely magnificent. There's pitches all over the place, really, and as I say, it's a very sloping site, but there are flat areas that you can get pitched on, and that's another field actually that's it's all sloping apart from the bottom and little bits on the edges, but don't let that put you off. can just see here the old field boundaries, and they're going to be pretty old, them. I believe so we're on to the fourth level, and my bike's tent in the distance there. And again, as you get higher, the views just get more stunning. So this is my level, and although it's slightly sloping, going down to more sloping at the bottom, where I've pitched, it's reasonably flat, a slight slope, but it's a good pitch. And once again, if I spin round, these are the views. That's what I woke up with this morning. So this I've classed as level 4, but there's further levels. So there's another field here, camping field here, and I think there might be one through the gate above that stone wall. So I'll go and have a look, but I thought I was on the highest level, but it was getting on a little bit when I arrived here. So there were no tents there. Anyway, let's go and have a look. I hope all the recordings are good with the sound, because it's very windy. It's not my tent, bike. So this is another level. And it just keeps climbing. So we'll class this as level 5. And actually, it is the higher you get. And on this level 5, there's a nice little flat spot. Even better than my pitch. I'm not going to move now, but look at this, look what you get. So, just when you think it's all over, it isn't. Because there's another, and then there's another field. I don't know how many, it's like one of those Russian dolls. There's so many layers and so many levels, and those views up there must be fantastic. But it was windy down at my level. I thought I was on one of the top levels. Good to know these things when you arrive. And I think that's the thing about doing the reviews on campsites. If you're going to come to this campsite, at least you've got a feel for the practical things in life, and at least by having a look around you can maybe pre-think where you want to pitch. So I've lost track of levels now. I think now I would class this as level 6, and the views you get are a little bit further out as well, so you can see further down the coastline. So my level 6 shows you quite a, well, they're all sloping because it's going up a hill. But there are level patches, and there's one directly in front of me, and just where that big tent is, there's some level areas, and there's quite a few level areas along the fence line. So having said I'd want the pitch on the level below, now I think I want the pitch here. So you get yourself pitched here, level 6, my level 6, look at that. I didn't even know that, I knew there was another level just above me, but I didn't know these levels existed. You don't see them until you actually get up here. So guys, I think we've come to the final level, which we're going to call level 7. And actually there's quite some good pictures up here, some quite level ones to the bottom left of the field, and again with a different perspective of the view. So what I'm calling level 7 and the final level. Couldn't go on much more, otherwise I'd be up at that high point there, the rock. Level 7. Some good pictures up here actually. Yeah, this is a good pitch at this every I could have moved my tent about 3 times now. So you pitch on this level 7. I think they call them fields, so this will be field 7, but I want to call it level 7. All the surfers, don't know whether you can make them out. Surfers are all making their way in. Oh, actually, there's quite a few who are in the water. It's going to be brassic in that water, but invigorating nonetheless. I just wonder where I should, because I'm stopping 2 nights, I just wonder where I should go and dip my feet in the water. Oh, it just looks cold. Now then, there's another level. Another field. It just keeps on coming. So through this break in the wall here, we get into another level, and this has to be, it is the final. Well, I said that the last time, didn't I? This is so funny. What we're on now, level 8. Oh, I'm not going to go any further, and I'm pretty sure this is the last field, but who knows? Again, actually there's some really good spots up here, and where the camper van and vehicles are down that corner, that's a really flat area looking out directly over the bay. Obviously you get up to this level and it's very quiet, because half the people won't even know it exists. Long way to go at the toilet, but then if you're a wild camper like me, you can deal with that. So it's time for me to head back to the tent to get a coffee. Although the cafe now looks open, I can just see it in the distance. So maybe I'll go and have a bacon bun and a coffee there. I need to get my binoculars out and have a look from the bike. That's how big this site is. The other thing to touch on is that the The grass is really good. It's well drained because everything's more or less on a slope, little spots, and there's no waterways coursing through the site. The grass itself is soft enough for tent pegs, but firm enough that they stay in. Very windy last night, and my pegs didn't move, and they're only those little short pegs. So yeah, the grass is pretty good for pegging out. I really like it. So guys, I'm going now, have a brew, hopefully a bacon bun, get the bike, have a wander off and enjoy the day. Thanks guys. Right guys, I'm packed and ready to go. Bike's just there and you'll have seen the videos of the campsite. So in summary of what I think about it, firstly, you can't pre-book, which means there's flexibility for me as a traveller to be able to come to a site like this without having to pre-book. Secondly, it's vast. You've seen the various levels. I don't think there'll ever be an occasion I could not get on here by just turning up. That's as a solo traveller with a motorbike. Thirdly, £10 a night for a small tent per adult. That's okay, that's a good price, especially when you think of the location it's in. And I guess, lastly, it's all about the views. All about the views with this one. And there you have, beautiful sandy bay, lifeguards, surfers. You can try your hand at it because there's you can hire equipment, you can take lessons. Beautiful bay, and that extends out to sea as well. So guys, on the pure beauty of it alone, I would come here, but all the other points that I've made are very valid for a very economical stay in a beautiful part of the world. Time for me to go, and I'll speak to you again soon. Thanks guys.